Do you enjoy business meetings? I guess for most of you, the answer would be no. For me, definitely it's no. They're long, they're boring, and often not very productive. Recently, I saw some information about the American entrepreneur Elon Musk, about his views on productivity and meetings. For transparency, I have to say that I don't really respect Elon Musk at all. But these points that he makes about meetings are very interesting, so I'd like to talk about them today. He makes 6 points, or 6 rules, about business meetings. Number 1 is avoid overly large meetings. So that means a meeting with many people. His reasoning is that a lot of people will not engage in a meeting like that. They will not feel comfortable in speaking, and therefore the meeting will not be fruitful. So how do you feel about that? Do you think it's important that business meetings should just have a few key people in them? Or are large meetings with many people productive? What do you think? His second rule is, if you're not contributing to the meeting, you should leave. So basically, if you don't have anything to say, you should leave. He says it's ruder to stay in the meeting and waste people's time than just stand up and leave. Is this true? Is it important that everyone in a meeting is contributing? By contributing, I mean that people are giving opinions or ideas. Is listening and absorbing the information also contributing? I'm not sure. What do you think? What does contributing to a meeting mean? And if we're not contributing, should we leave? His third rule is to disregard the chain of command. So that basically means that you don't have to speak to your supervisor who speaks to their supervisor who speaks to their supervisor. You can jump ahead to the person who needs to hear your information. Is that a good thing in an organization? Or is it a bad thing? Elon Musk thinks it saves a lot of time. But is the chain of command important? What are your feelings about it? His fourth rule is be clear, not clever. Here basically is saying don't use jargon or special terminology in meetings if that's confusing for the people in the meetings. Use very clear, easy to understand vocabulary and ways of speaking. Again, I'm not so sure whether this is a good thing or not. I guess in some meetings, jargon or special terminology is very important if everyone understands it. I guess it depends on what kind of meeting it is. What are your thoughts about it? His fifth rule is ditch frequent meetings. Basically, that means don't have scheduled meetings. So, for example, a meeting every week or a meeting every month or even a meeting every day. Create meetings when meetings are needed. Don't make a schedule of meetings. Again, he thinks that this is not productive. But again, I'm not so sure. I think it depends on the situation. What do you think? Are frequent meetings, scheduled meetings, good? Or should meetings only be made when they're absolutely necessary? His number 6 rule, the final one, is use common sense. Basically, that means if the rules aren't good in your company, ignore them. Do what is right at that time. Disregard the rules if you think they don't work. I think this is quite problematic. What do you think? Is it okay to disregard rules made by your company or your organization to do the things that you think are correct. Is that productive? I'm not so sure. How do you feel? So those are Elon Musk's 6 rules for productivity and meetings. In our lessons this week, we'll be talking about those rules. And we'll also take them outside of business and put them into other situations as well. For example, compulsory education or higher education. もしこのビデオが気に入ったらいいねをお願いします。Thank you very much for watching today. See you next time. Bye for now.